Your default settings are essentially the advanced settings for your events. They are related to handicapping, scheduling, scoring, and much more. These settings are also contained in the event profile for every event. When a new event is created, the default settings are applied to the event profile in the new event. Because of this, it's important to review these settings early in your account setup process. It's also important to understand that the settings can be changed in the event profile, affecting only that specific event and not affecting the default settings. In this video, we will briefly review some of the options in the default settings. To access and review your default settings, go to your Customer Center, Customer Settings, Default Settings for Leagues or Events. As you can see, the settings are organized into tabs at the top. Let's go through a few settings in each tab, starting with the General Settings. The Handle Format setting allows you to select the name format to be used on the leaderboards and printed material. If you have or plan to have gender stored in your master roster, it's important to select the default gender in cases where no gender is selected for a player. For this option, select the most popular gender in your master roster. In the Handicap Settings tab, you can select the type of handicap index your players will be maintaining in the master roster. Simply put, what handicap indexes would you like retrieved from your handicap service provider? In most cases, it will be 18-hole indexes. Make sure to select your handicap service provider and enable or disable handicap retrieving and score posting. In cases where multiple tees are used in a competition, select if you'd like to use both the tee rating and slope to compute the course handicaps, or only the slope. For USGA TM Club users, you will want to use both in order to apply Section 3-5 correctly. And if you're using both, you will also need to select which tees should be adjusted. You can also control how course handicaps are computed for 9-hole competitions. You have two options. You can stroke the scorecard off the 18-hole scorecard, which means the strokes fall where they fall on an 18-hole card for the side being played. Or you can use the front 9 or back 9 slope and rating to compute the 9-hole course handicap. The side being played is then stroked using that 9-hole course handicap. You can also allow half strokes for competitions playing 9-hole match play tournaments. And finally, if your competitions have a maximum course handicap or maximum handicap index, enter the values. In the Rounds and Scheduling tab, you can select the default pairing size for your pairing groups. Our automatic scheduler is used to create pairings for your rounds using many different scheduling parameters. In addition to the selected parameters, you can further optimize the scheduler by selecting from the available options. Round signups, typically used for leagues, allow players to sign up for rounds via email invitation or through the portal. If using round signups, review the settings to ensure they fit your needs. The Tournaments and Scoring tab has important settings specific to how your tournaments are scored. After a tournament is complete, ties can automatically be broken using one of our many available tie-breaking methods. If awarding points and purse for your tournaments, there are some settings available to help you manage payout scenarios where there are blinds or odd pairing groups involved. We always suggest entering hole-by-hole scores for your tournaments. If you choose to enter 9 or 18-hole totals instead, you will be limited to scoring many tournament formats and will not be able to post scores. And finally, there are many display options to choose from that will allow you to customize the look of your leaderboards. If you are using event registration, you will also have a registration tab. In this tab, you can select from a few options like enabling deferred payments and multi-event registration. Thanks for watching this video. For specific details on every setting, check out the default league and event settings article in our knowledge base. In this article are links to other articles dedicated to every tab.